I also tried to do one of those, those cute little military homecoming videos. I tried to do one of those, and I didn't let anybody in my immediate family know. I was trying to surprise all of them, and then I showed up, and my parents went on vacation that weekend. And then they took the dog, too. I was just home. I was just at home by myself.
How is it taking you 35 episodes to make that?
How have you not done that as a bit?
You show up and nobody
was home.
And then you're like... And then you're like, they took the
They
dog.
It's sad.
bro.
It's like, what's the quality of life? He can't see. He can't hear. He done, and it's like
Damn, bro, take it easy on
and
the crispy
and he's
boy.
got no arms, and it's like, why keep him? What is the point of you keeping him alive?
Are you arguing for euthanasia?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot.
I
of
think
what
I
this
just
sounds
accidentally
like.
started a euthanasia argument.
Josh is like, I think we should kill some disabled people. They
No.
don't seem happy.
No, well, I think there's a certain point where it's like, dude, like when like my grandma started getting like sundown syndrome and Alzheimer's and like couldn't walk and shit. It's like she was like shitting herself. It's like, what's the quality of life?
No, I agree with that.
What's the quality of life, dude?
I agree with
Welcome
that.
to the Triple F podcast.
We're
like and
covering
subscribe.
hard-hitting issues off top in today's episode.
Yeah, we're getting real political.
You Venmo us. We'll come kill your fucking grandma.
Yeah. You let us know, dude.
But yeah, it makes me sad because it's like it's a selfish reason you're keeping the kid alive. It's for you to be like, look at my baby boy, he's beautiful, and it's like,
Well, I don't think anybody's saying that about that kid.
yeah.
Look how beautiful he is.
You know what's very funny? Like the months
Sad.
leading up
Very
to
sad.
my grandmother's death, she would constantly tell me that she didn't want to be around anymore. She'd be like, I want to go. I don't want to be here. She would always talk about how she wanted to go. And then the last time I ever saw her, like probably 8 hours before she officially died, she said, I'm scared.
Horrible, dude. That's so sad.
And I was like, you're all right, Grandma. You're all right. Like, this is... You're gonna be fine. And she was just like, I'm scared. And I was like, damn, yeah, you should be.
Was your grandma a good person?
Yeah, up until the end.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's will really throw you.
Because it's easy to be like, I'm ready to go when you think it's going to be nothingness. But enough time of that, you start thinking, what if it's real and what if I'm going to hell?
Yeah.
And then you get scared and you're like, fuck, dude.
You think about that time you saw your bag boy at Publix drop things too many times and you laughed.
Yeah.
You're like, uh-oh.
You think about that place you definitely shouldn't have jerked off at, but you still did. And you're like, is that enough?
Or that person you definitely shouldn't have jerked off to.
Yeah.
Or in.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey.
Yeah. No, that's I every once in a while get that old Catholic guilt because I'm not Catholic, but I went to Catholic schools, so like I get that paranoia where I'm like, I think I live a pretty good life for the most part, but I've done some things that I don't think the Bible would be too happy with,
Yep.
And I'm like, what if it's real? What do you think the most like mundane but still torturous thing would be? Like if hell is torture,
It's just listening to all the comics I hate from open mics just do sets, and it's like, all right, now coming up to the stages.
it's just being at Spanx the Hog open mic in your next, but you keep getting bumped.
Yeah, by
for eternity.
Yeah,
by fucking Terry Wayne.
Oh shit!
My God.
I think getting tickled would be a nightmarish thing to have to experience.
Do you remember when you were a kid and heaven was described to you? And they were like, I remember heaven being described to me as like, it's sunny and it's beautiful and you just sing praises to God all day. And I was like, that sounds like it sucks.
That sounds fucking shitty.
Sounds
That
lame,
sounds
Grandma.
really
What the fuck?
boring. They would tell us that at my Christian school, where like every Wednesday you'd have like chapel, and we would go like 10 a.m. on Wednesday. You would go to like the auditorium, and like they'd sing songs, and then they were like, it's basically chapel for eternity. And even at like 9 years old, I was like, yuck.
No.
That
They're
sounds
just turning
terrible.
kids away from Christianity one by that's how disconnected they are from what the kids like, which is they're just like, this thing that you hate. I used to fake getting sick to get out of like mass every week. Like
Yeah.
Or there's this thing during like Lent or whatever where you do like the Stations of the Cross, and it's basically just like there's like 12 stations or something, and every station is just closer and closer to when Jesus was crucified. And you just watch, and they do a reading, and they're like, and this is the part where Jesus was like, please fucking help. Like, that's the whole thing, and you just have to be like, amen, and then you like kneel one time. It's crazy.
I remember when I was getting confirmed,
So wait, you're a confirmed Catholic?
Lutheran.
Lutheran. So
Lutheran.
Racist.
Is that what that means?
I'm just kidding.
I don't know what that means, baby. Maybe
I don't
that
think
is.
I've ever met a Lutheran.
I don't know that I've ever
Yeah,
met
it's
a
just
Lutheran
snuck that one
either.
into you, huh?
Yeah, you really did.
My dad
Speaking of the church.
Yeah, hey. So it's like my dad was like growing up like strict Catholic, has like Irish Catholic or whatever, has like 10 fucking brothers and sisters, all went to private school, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, I don't want anything to do with the church. So then my mom made me go to Lutheran confirmation and all that. But I also went to Catholic like daycare and like a couple like elementary for like a year, whatever. So it's like
what
weird.
is Lutheran?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Lutheran
basically
is like a sect of Christianity.
It's basically
I
Christianity
know that, but like,
has
what's the difference?
I don't know. I really don't know because we did like Wednesday night church mass, the Sunday morning we do.
Christianity
everything.
Low key, and I'm sorry because I know we have the boys who watch this, and I'm sure most of them are Christian, but like Christianity is the dumbest fucking religion because it's got a million other
denominations
where it's like Jesus is the only way, but only the Lutheran way.
And
then it's like only the mega church way. I used to go to church where they would have like a full band on stage. You ever been to Christ
we had
Fellowship?
Yes. Yes.
It's literally, dude, this place it's in Palm Beach Gardens. They literally purchased an old mall.
It's like 3 minutes from my house.
It's massive. It's a mall. There's a food court at this church.
It's
and
huge.
it's full band and everything, and there's always that 10-minute segment in the middle where they're like, we beg of you, reach deep into your pockets. Like every fucking
You ever seen
time,
the employee
dude.
parking lot?
No.
Lot of Benzes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I mean, the two pastors,
Dude.
Todd and whatever their names are, they got to be
Fuck them.
rolling in it, dude.
Fuck them. They have across the street to the super mega church. If you look across
There's another
Northlake, there's a little one. That's the youth church. Now, because they used to recruit at my school, because I went to a Christian academy.
I hate that word.
So they used to legitimately recruit people to be like, hey, leave your church and come to our church. Kids, convince your parents this is the church to go to. And the way that they did it is they have a full basketball court. They have a hardwood indoor like dodgeball court. And then they had, at the time, I was, third grade or whatever, they had like 8 PlayStation 2s. And they were like, at our church, we have a separate youth building with PlayStation and basketball. We got dodgeball games, and you're like, fuck yeah.
It's like, fuck the Lord, dude. You want to play horse?
Yeah. But then you get there, and your parents drop you off. The service starts in like 5 minutes. Dude, you play like 5 minutes of Crazy Taxi, and then they're like, everybody turn the PlayStations off. It's time to worship. And then you get to like shoot a couple baskets as you're waiting for your parents to pick you up after the service. They trick you.
You got duped, bro.
They dupe you.
You got duped by the church.
They dupe you.
That's kind of bullshit.
I hated it.
Your old church could take a few notes from these guys, being like, instead of being like, heaven is like worship, it's like, heaven, there's PS2s. That makes me pumped for the Lord, dude.
Also,
there's a full court basketball fucking
not to bring
court?
it back to like priests having sex with children, but
they do.
That's also how pedophiles lure children. So like, I have basketball and video games. And you're like, fuck yeah.
What do you like, basketball? Got a full court at my house. Hop
just
on in
get
the back.
van.
Yeah.
Churches attract children the same way pedophiles attract children. And sometimes in both scenarios, the kids get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
Look at that.
Did we just solve...
I think I just
something?
solved
no.
pedophilia.
Well, I don't know that we solved anything. I think it's probably still going to happen.
I think this has probably been a realization.
Yeah, that was more of a realization than a solution.
Dude, I had...
Just like, I did play a lot of hoops.
He just blocks it out.
Those dodgeball games were fun.
He did show me how to work on my jumper for 101.
Interesting.
We had like tons of candy left over, and so I was trying to give it to the kids next door from Halloween. I was trying to give it to like the kids that are in the and then I was like, that's psychotic to try to do after Halloween. It's like, it's like cool to have candy on Halloween, but then the next day you're the guy trying to hand out candy to kids.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's fun.
And I was like,
on Halloween,
I don't need mini Snicker bars. I've got 700 of these fucking things now.
Yeah, dude, that's a great point. It's like all it takes is one day for you to be a creep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when a girl turns 18. All it takes is one day for you to be in jail.
Yeah.
But then, dude, clock strikes midnight.
Hey.
Yeah.
Free for all.
You pretended like she just got attractive at midnight.
Yeah.
Cinderella style.
Oh, all of a sudden.
At 11:59, I thought you were ugly as hell, but now
at
that
11:59, I never would have looked at you
now
that
that
way.
it's 12:02, I realize you're fine as hell.
Whoa.
You just send a photo of your shirtless in the mirror on Facebook. No message.
It does suck that that pedophiles have ruined being nice to children.
Yeah,
I don't have any reason to be nice to a child.
Yeah, I'm just.
But I
kidding.
have.
Fuck those kids.
I
Fuck
do
those
have that weird anxiety though, where like you'll be like with like your niece and nephew, and like they'll like climb on your lap, and you're like, I hope no one here thinks I'm a pedophile because they're climbing on my lap.
Yeah, nobody possibly is thinking it, but
Yeah, it's like, no,
There's
you're
not-
just like playing with your niece or whatever.
Yeah,
but
dude,
you're
there's
just,
not one person at the food court at the mall that thinks, look at that pedophile with those kids. He probably just
Yeah.
assumes, like, look at that. That's
also,
a dad
that
or
only has
whatever.
ever happened to me like on the couch at like my like father-in-law's
Yeah.
house. Like,
yeah, your father-in-law
Like, I
comes
hope
out. He's like,
nobody-
"Oh, Jeff's a real fucking perv."
I didn't know you married a sicko there, Colleen.
Yeah, you know what's worse too is the people like in high school.
Kid
when they,
people.
Kid people. I remember this dude in high school was like a very like this full circle religious dude, and he told me this. He told me that he thought girls find it attractive when you're good with kids. So whenever we would go out, like we would be doing
To
like
be fair,
Not
they,
when you're 16.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I remember him.
to be fair, they do, but not whenever.
Not when you're like. I
14
just
years
remember.
old.
I remember he was on the football team, and one day we were walking out. We were getting ready, all amped up. We were about to go get our asses whooped by Des Moines Hoover on the home team, and there was like a little girl walking with like her mom, and it was probably somebody's sister or whatever.
He was
who
like,
had
you
a
want to
kid.
come to the locker
And
room,
he,
little
yeah,
girl?
Literally, he like picked her up and like put her down, and everyone was like, "What the fuck was that?" Just so random.
Such a crazy move.
to not have anything to like do, just to be like.
Because the cheerleaders were right there. So that's when he told me. He was like, "Girls like when you're good with like kids." I was like,
Yeah, dude, what a funny way to get to pussy.
Yeah.
To be like, you know what's going to get me all this fucking pussy in high school? Small
By
children.
ring around the rosying a stranger's kid.
just hey, what's going on, sport?
It's
All
just,
right,
it's just like a kid from like the other team's parents.
Was
too.
the-
It's not
was
even like.
Was the girl's parents like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, the little girl was like the girl was like, well, she thought something was happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just like,
She thought he was like picking her up because there was like an active shooter
or
situation.
something. Yeah, she was like,
He
she
was
kind of like.
saving
When
her.
I remember, the whole thing happened in like 3 seconds. It was just him, like she was walking by, and he goes, "Oh, excuse me," and then grabbed her, just put her down.
Hold that thought.
And then
Yeah, hey, 1 second, move to the
And then,
side.
yeah.
Hello.
he did like hold her for a second. Was like, "Hi." It was weird. It was definitely weird.
You know what's funny is like that can be a cute thing to do, but again,
Strangers.
it's so close to be like like I don't know how old kids are. I just know their size, and then it's like for like a kid that's like a toddler, that's cute. Like, oh, whoa. But then there's another age where they look very similar, but you could pick a kid up and do that, and they could be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa.
You could pick up like an 8-year-old basically just as
Yeah.
easy.
Dude, yes.
And that kid's like,
That 8-year-old could be like, what are you, fucking gay, dude?
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
off
dude.
of me, weirdo. We're going to stomp you tonight. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
you fucking pussy?
That is a weird way to get to pussy.
Yeah, that's insane.
As a 16-year-old.
What's the one time? Okay. Sorry,
Are you
Ariel.
gonna
What's the longest you've ever drove to get some snatchy roo?
Not that far.
Not that far?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, just for like, I don't know, like when I first moved here, there was a girl who I knew from Oklahoma who was visiting Tampa. So I drove over there. We hung out. We got dinner. I stayed the night there in a hotel, not in her hotel, and we ended up hooking up. But it was also somebody I'd known since I was like fucking 15.
That's
so
also that's not like a smash and leave.
Yeah, that's like a
No,
date.
then I don't know. That's the farthest I feel like I've driven to see somebody ever, probably. Like,
I one time flew.
no.
I was in the military.
Like, I got airline miles.
I
That
was-
makes sense, dude.
oh,
You were,
yeah.
dude. Nobody is
You
thirsty.
just crashed an F-22 through her.
Just
He's
show
like,
up
I
with a
flew myself. I
I
took
flew.
a chopper.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
commandeered one of our fucking jets, and I flew it through her fucking
I'm like-
apartment.
I do like one of those
To use the
homecoming
word
videos.
commandeer.
It's like one of those homecoming videos. Like I'm surprising her at like the dentist's office. I just crashed through the fire,
Yeah.
and I pop out like, "Hello."
And all she did was DM you like, "Hey, you look so different from high school." And you just crashed
Just
through her shit.
Dude.
You like read it on the plane. You're like, hold on, boys.
Yeah. I parachute to her.
You break a leg on the landing. You're just like walking. You're like, He's like, who are you? You're like, you were in my DMs. You said I look different. He's like, James? You're like, it's Josh. But we'll get there.
Close enough.
Yeah.
She's like, "Ooh, I'd love for you to come over." You're just like, look outside your window, and you're just parachuting down. just 300
Just like
feet
legs
in the
out,
air.
just like,
Just fucking.
oh, dude. Go to any lengths, dude.
Yeah, man.
Wait, where did you fly to and where from?
California to Iowa. I also.
But that's where you live.
You left California to
So
get
I
some
didn't
Des
ha-
Moines pussy?
Did you get some
Even worse,
did
dude.
you get
Swell
some,
Del Iowa.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you get some Mason City puss?
Dude, I've got.
You left San Diego to get Swell
Swell
Del,
Del
a
Iowa.
Swell Del 8.
Swell Del fucking river water pussy.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that creek water, that creek
You're
water
like
pussy.
hanging out with people in San Diego, and you're like, honestly, girls around here are hot, but you know how you know a girl's pussy's good? When her parents are related. I'm going back to Iowa, boys.
You know.
You ever guys, when you take a girl's trousers down, you can kind of smell the crawdads in her
Yeah,
crevices.
yeah. You have to pick corn husks out of her underwear.
Yeah, that's
These
how
girls
you
in
know.
California with their prissy little hands, they can't jerk you off. You need a corn-fed bitch.
Yeah.
You need meaty hands.
Yeah.
Just
I like a good
that.
callus.
I like
on
a
the
good-
head.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like when she rips off a layered. So yeah, that was. I also tried to do one of those, those cute little military homecoming videos. I tried to do one of those, and I didn't let anybody in my immediate family know. I was trying to surprise all of them, and then I showed up, and my parents went on vacation that weekend. And then they took the dog too. I was just home. I was just at home by
How is
myself.
it taking you 35 episodes to make that?
How have you not done that as a bit?
You show up and nobody
was home.
And then you're like, and then you're like, they took the fucking
They
dog.
took the
And then
dog,
you just have to and then you're faced with the decision where you're like, do I just stay here until they get back and the surprise is still on, or do I call them to see where the fuck they're at?
Knowing your dad, it's probably not a good idea for him to not know you're home, and then he comes back from vacation. He's like, "There's someone in the house."
Yeah.
He's
Starts
immediately like,
Yeah,
he's like clearing rooms.
I
with
can't
his
even like
fucking
jump.
buckshot.
I jump out to like surprise me. Just
Butt naked out of the shower, just like, "Dad, it's me."
Oh my god,
dude.
dude.
That's
That's
so funny.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
Yeah, that's legitimately.
To
yes.
plan, like, because, like, I imagine the level of excitement. I also imagine that you walked in filming.
Oh yeah, I was in a uniform. I had my uniform on, dude.
You walked
if you
in
still had
full
that video-
uniform, like, fucking, like, pants tucked into the boots,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
the hat. Then you just walk in with your phone out, and you're like, I'm here.
guys.
Mom?
Mom, Dad.
Coco, come here, girl.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
They even, for whatever reason, took the parrot on vacation
Yeah,
with them
you're
too.
just like nobody.
You
They
flew
took the
with the
TV.
parrot?
They're just like, just in case Josh comes home, we don't want that fucking pussy to have any entertainment.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah.
Funny.
And then
insane.
and it sucked too because then they came home early from their trip, so it's like I ruined their thing too.
So it's like not only did the surprise not happen, you then ruined their vacation.
Yeah.
They came home and they were like, "You ruined our fucking vacation." Like, yeah, I know, and I'm sorry, but when you walk in, can you pretend to be surprised?
Like, I'm going live on Facebook again, so let's go ahead and redo
you did
all
this
of
live
this.
on Facebook.
No, I didn't. That would be sick, though. That would have been a sick move.
That's so goddamn funny.
People on Facebook watching you be like, "Hey, mom, mom."
It's just like I keep replaying the same scene over and over in my head, and it's gotten better the more we've asked questions.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
That's a sketch. God,
that's so fucking funny.
So
yeah.
And then he found out his girlfriend was pregnant.
Yeah. Then
After his 12-month deployment.
Oh my god,
dude, that's fucking so good. I've never had something that embarrassing happen to me.
Dude, you
That's
suck.
the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is. Here's the thing. I want to be like, fuck you guys. That's not embarrassing. It's so embarrassing because I was like, I'm gonna fucking.
I'm gonna go viral, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, this is sick.
You want to know how I know it's embarrassing? Is because you're a comedian and you've never talked about it on stage. That's how embarrassing this moment is.
I just haven't thought.
There
I didn't
are
think it was that
few
funny.
things that I will not say on stage. That's so fucking funny.
You want to know? I have.
Like what?
Yeah. Let's talk about these now.
Nah, we're not gonna talk about it. We'll talk about. We've already talked about it extensively.
Oh, I know which one you're talking
Oh,
about.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I wanna
Admit
see
it
if
right
you'll
now.
say
There
it.
are also a couple stories that I it can't make work, and it's not worth the embarrassment of the story if it's not funny. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's keep it moving.
The most embarrassing thing the thing that makes me cringe that I've ever done was, do you remember the movie Phone Booth?
Yeah, with Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. I watched it like a couple weeks ago. Great movie.
So have I told this?
I've never.
Yes,
heard.
with the girl. You called the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
I remember the story.
I called one of my brother's friends who had been in her room. So he was describing her room to me, and I was telling her that I had a rifle, and I was I was staring at her through the scope of a rifle.
Dude,
that's not even embarrassing. That's just psychotic.
Well, it's embarrassing now because, like, to think back that I did that is like, what the fuck were you thinking?
That is
because she was legitimately. She didn't go to school the next day because she had like a full-on like breakdown.
Because she had the FBI at her house.
Yeah, that's.
And I called her back like an hour later, and I was like, "I'm sorry, it was just a joke."
Oh my god, you're right. That's not embarrassing. That's just probably a crime.
Yeah, definitely.
Felony.
Like nowadays,
I told a girl that I had a rifle pointed at her fucking head. Which honestly, I think doing that in my developmental years is why I watch weird porn.
Wait.
What the fucking jump?
There was something exciting about telling a girl I was gonna kill her.
Clip it.
Holy shit, dude.
That's like 1 second. 1 second.
Babe, if you're watching this, can I hold a gun to your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that was
Dude.
crazy.
Yo.
Your eyes jumped.
So I forgot about this. So
If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, I've seen the picture. Crazy.
oh, that's a different thing. I'll show you that after. I can't talk about that on this, but I will talk. I used to that is a crazy history. I used to hook up with this stripper back in the day.
Nice.
I think I've talked about her briefly. The one who threatened to burn my house down and called me the N-word more
You've
than
tried
once.
it on stage too.
Yeah, and it's worked. It worked the first time I did it, and then it just never worked before, and then I just look like a psychopath.
Been there.
But yeah, so there she would tell me about one of her exes. She always wanted me to be rough with her in the bedroom, which is like fine. I'm totally like, sometimes I like that, whatever. She was like, and then one time she was like, I want you to be rougher. I used to have an ex. This was happening while I was inside her, who would hold a gun to my head while he was fucking me and then shove it in my pussy. And I was like, I don't know if I'm built for this. You know, like,
I think you got the wrong
know
guy.
that I have what you want, which is a gun. I don't even own a gun. But you have the barrel of a Glock in your pussy? That's crazy. Also, isn't there a sight on it? Like, wouldn't that hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine that can't feel good.
Fieldseats.com.
I would imagine he like basically pressed it up against her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
probably-
she
he's
said
probably
in.
outside
She
the-
said in her pussy, loaded. Crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, dude.
But also, I bet
imagine
she
eating
fucked
that.
really good. Because that level of crazy, there's no way it wasn't good.
Honestly, not that good.
It could probably
Really?
be too crazy. Probably scratching and biting and shit, pulling hair where it's not fun
Wasn't
anymore.
even that.
It's just
she liked to
threatened.
call me Poppy, and she was white.
Yeah, that'll be weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It just was weird vibes.
Not chill vibes. I get it.
I
chill.
have a feeling that the girl who enjoys gunplay in the bedroom probably has some weird lines about race play as well.
I also
Yeah, I mean, she did call me the N-word a couple times in anger. I told you guys that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's a little out of her mind.
And she's not black either.
I just don't get the
She's
whole.
Italian, which is probably why she said the
yeah,
N-word
that's
so many times.
she grew up with it.
Yeah, that's what she's used to, man.
Yeah.
You know,
It
just
just
saying
makes-
the N-word.
Sicilian?
How do you?
I don't know if she's Sicilian. or
How do you
not.
even get into gunplay? How do you figure out that you like that? Like, what's occurring in your life
I'd
where a
imagine
gun
it's-
is coming out during sex?
I would imagine it starts as very severe trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This
What-
got
what you
sad,
think
dude.
I would- yeah.
My bad, dude.
Maybe she like watched her dad murder her mom in front of her. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
and
those
she
deep
just so
rooted,
happened
like-
to be like humping the corner of the couch.
She was like, she's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
rubbing
And
her
then,
puss on the
like,
fucking
she,
corner.
like, it was like,
She was
"Wow,"
11 years
and she,
old,
like,
and there was a
"Ugh."
Backstreet Boys video on getting her wet for the first time, and her dad just blew her mom's head off.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
Something
here,
like
Josh,
that.
here's the picture. The viewers don't get to see it.
What in the fuck is that, dude? What is that?
It's exactly what you think it is. Don't
I
describe
describe it?
No, you absolutely.
that you?
You absolutely cannot describe it. Well, part of it's me.
The hand is his.
Who is
Don't talk about it.
right? But what is
He
that?
showed me that
somebody-
while I was driving.
When was that? When was that?
A couple years ago. Like 3 years ago, maybe.
Holy shit, we've lived different lives.
Yeah, seriously.
That was just a little funny. It was just a little joke. It was a little jokey joke.
A little goofy.
On a separate note, did you ever own a gun?
I've never owned a gun.
Okay, so if you were to
No.
have a gun and do something with it, where would you be getting that from?
Where would I be buying a gun?
I would
Am I
probably
committing a
Was
crime
that-
with it?
I would probably
That's a
test my
fake. It's a
luck
airsoft
on
gun.
fieldseats.com.
It's a BB gun.
Oh, that's all I was getting at.
Yeah.
What was that?
I would test my luck on fieldseats.com.
I actually hear that fieldseats.com has some pretty good prices on like pretty expert reviews, and then you can win the gun that you paid for the review for.
And
Like, that's
every gun that
crazy.
they sell does fit in a pussy.
We can't guarantee that. Fieldseats.com.
We
Use
cannot guarantee that the gun that you may or may not win will fit in a pussy, but we can guarantee you 10% off with code FFF on fieldseats.com.
It's an e-commerce website. Go check it out, baby.
They are
Fieldseats.com.
a licensed e-commerce firearm dealer.
10% off, and if you win a gun and send us a picture of that gun in a pussy, I'll refund your fucking purchase. How
Yeah,
about that?
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we will, and then we'll show it on our.
our-
We can't show it on the pod.
We'll blur it and post it on Instagram, but
If you want us to have
we'll
a
refund
Patreon, can we post nude shit on Patreon?
you can do whatever
Yeah,
you
of
want.
course.
There's
It's like an
porn stars
OnlyFans.
on Patreon.
Dude, if you guys want us to have a Patreon, you got to win a gun on Field Seats. You got to use our promo code FFF, and then you got to get the barrel of that gun in a pussy. It can
Yeah.
be your own.
Honestly, you know what? We will accept buttholes.
Yeah.
Female
that's fair.
buttholes.
No, no.
Any butthole.
Okay. Well, you can't just shove you can't shove the gun in your own asshole. That
Why?
doesn't
Yes, you
count.
can. You absolutely
Why not? Of course you can do
Of
that.
course you can do that.
How? Okay, you know what? If you do that, I'm just impressed by your cinematography because that's
Honestly,
hard to do.
if you
It
can
is.
balance a
You're gonna need a
fucking
tripod.
Galil and somehow sit on it, you're the fucking man.
Promo code FFF, fieldseats.com.
Yeah.
That might be the best ad read that I think
They've
has
ever
ever
received.
happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
hope nobody
between that
fast
and our
forwarded.
numbers going up, pay us more.
I hope nobody fast forwarded through that. Because when I'm watching a podcast, anytime
course, I hear
even
anything.
sense that they're like, and you know what that reminds me of? Athletic Greens. I'm like, switch.
yeah.
But
some podcasters are good at ad reads.
Tim Dillon does it great. Tim
Compound's
Dillon,
very good.
It's not worth skipping. It's like
Yeah,
it's just like separate
same.
bits.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
And I feel like that was a good ad read. You're welcome.
I think it was a good ad read.
Is that a Bible in front of me?
No, those are big books of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Is that not a Bible?
No. It's not a Bible. It's a big book.
Isn't Alcoholics Anonymous like a religious-based organization?
No.
According to the show we did, their religion is based on Princess Diana.
Yeah. They did not like jokes about her.
We did a show at a AA clubhouse, and there was a huge portrait of Princess Diana, and then it just had a little plaque that said, "Killed by a drunk driver." No, AA is...
Which, if you believe the mainstream media.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously Queen Elizabeth who had her killed. But that's...
I think it was the goddamn
there.
lizards.
You know
AA is not... It's not religious. There is a focus on, like,
spirituality.
Finding God, but it can be whatever God you want it to be.
My God is Dwayne Wade.
Well, that's a human, so still technically not necessarily powerful enough to overcome your alcoholism and addiction.
You see him come back from 3-2 on Dallas in the 06 finals. That man ain't human.
That actually is when I watched the NBA the most, was in middle school, so I did.
That man ain't human.
That man ain't human. Okay.
I believe, I do believe, truly I believe. Do you guys remember any songs from church?
Is that how bad we're reaching? Like, we just had like a good couple minutes, and then he's like, "Do you guys remember any songs
from church?"
Our God is an awesome God, and He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. That's the one I remember the most.
I remember I've got the joy down in my heart. Down in my heart.
dick.
I
Hey.
used to.
My dick.
We
I
sang
got
that song a lot when I was in first grade, so I would, instead of down in my heart,
Fart.
you better believe
Oh,
throwing fart.
That's a sick bit,
I
dude.
got Father Troy, up in my butt, up in my butt.
After school, he's gonna fuck my butt after school
school.
and tell my parents that it's just help with homework.
Hey. Dude, we have... Okay, here's a
What
difference.
are you bobbing your head for?
I was into that.
He was
I was
vibing,
feeling that.
dude.
Yeah, that was kind of a fucking hit.
Honestly, fucking banger.
That was
What's the difference?
we don't call them fathers in the Lutheran Church. We call them pastors.
And they can fuck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that might
a
be the
difference.
difference.
That's
Lutheran
a difference.
is sick, actually.
That's why your dad switched.
Yeah, he's
He's
like,
like, I'm
hell
tired
yeah.
of being preached at by a bunch of fucking virgins.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some puss.
Yeah, they
dude.
can fuck, and then I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think priests should be allowed to fuck pussy.
Dude, maybe it would help them stop
Yeah.
fucking other things.
Yeah, I mean that's an argument you can make.
So we are family friends with somebody who has a son who is in Greek in a monastery, like lives off of the land.
You heard that? He's in Greek.
He's in Greece, and he lives
He's
on
in
a monastery. Has no technology, nothing. Like they fill up water. Like they have like a running. Like they've been there and have.
I bet that
videos.
guy
Like,
is so
cra-
goddamn happy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
He just gets water
He
from the
sends
creek.
honey.
He doesn't text his two friends all the time about why his stand-up clip is flopping.
Yeah.
Do you think this clip is funny, or do you think I just suck?
He's not like what algorithm do you think would approve these kind of hashtags? He's just like, the Lord is good, the land provides.
Yeah, that's a sick way to
Oh.
live, dude. To just be like off the grid.
Bro, I bet
But
those
you start
people are so fucking happy.
You start doing that too long, though, and then you start being like, maybe I should send fucking bombs to these people in their mailboxes. When you live off the grid too long.
I don't think.
Theodore
Honestly, dude, I don't know if I'd
Kaczynski.
want to live off the fucking grid.
No.
You know what's nice about the grid?
Titties.
I might leave here and go get some chicken wings, and
Yeah.
you don't have to do anything on it.
You know
I
what's
can
nice?
just leave here and just drive to a place and say, "I'd like chicken wings, please," and they'll come out perfectly cooked, and that's it.
I like being tracked every moment of every day, genuinely, because
Yeah.
I get in my car at a place that I haven't been to before. I had the GPS there. I get in, and my car goes, "You going home?" And I go, "You're goddamn right, Chevy Malibu, Apple CarPlay. I am going home." I click one button, and it's like, "Here's how you get there." That's great.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Oh, dude. Oh, fuck.
I also like the fact that I
I
can
have
go,
something.
hey, one of these days, I think I'd like to get a new pair of Nikes. And then now, every time I open my phone, because I said that out loud.
Yep. So,
Pretty cool.
This reminds me, because this last weekend I was in Tampa. I was hosting for Dave Landau, who is on a podcast with Steven Crowder, which is he's a very right wing.
So we support this podcast.
Nah, dude. No, listen. I don't know if I. They think he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, okay, let's hear the story.
Because he is. Because that's what he's like known from, you can imagine what his crowds are like.
Probably sick.
A lot of people, I'm like, follow me on Instagram. He's like, brother, I don't use that. I don't need them knowing everything I do. I'm like, you live in fucking Tampa.
Yeah.
What do you think they know? So the last show of the weekend, Dave walks into the green room, closes the door, and he goes, all right, here's the thing. So it's like me, the feature, and like a guest spot. And he's like, there's a guy sitting front center, long hair. He was one of the guys who was at January 6th. He's the one who stole Nancy Pelosi's podium and walked out with it. Do not engage with him. I'm not sure if this guy is just legitimately a fan, how much attention he wants, whatever. The guy's great. He's laughing at my jokes. I recognize him immediately from his mugshot. And then after the show, he comes up to everybody. He's being really nice, and he's like, yeah, here, you did great, whatever. And then he goes up to Dave, and he gives him a signed picture of him walking out of the Capitol with the podium, and it says, thanks for taking a stand. And he gives him a signed picture. That's the guy.
That rules, bro.
That guy, which is crazy, dude.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy.
I know that photo.
Yeah, you know that photo.
Yeah.
You've seen that guy. Everybody has seen that guy.
What the fuck?
That guy was front and center. I would not scroll. That guy is front and center at the fucking show. Insane.
You know what
dude.
my favorite picture of January 6th is? The dude who stole Nancy Pelosi's computer monitor. Who is like, I'm going to get all of her secrets. Left the tower and just took the screen.
You know what that's like? It's like Zoolander where they're like, the files are in the computer.
Yeah.
And then they just push the computer off the ledge and it breaks. That's the same level of intelligence that guy had. He's like, got it.
He's using like lingo, like package secured.
He just walked out and he's like, I got her computer, and he's just holding the monitor.
It just got like spit particles from when she sneezed
That's
on it. That's the only thing
that's why I also like when the left is like, it was an insurrection. They tried to start a coup. It's like, they're retards.
Yeah. That is a fair argument.
What they're doing.
to be like the easiest way to just kind of break down the fact that they were trying to overthrow the government is that they took a monitor and thought they literally had Zoolander level intelligence.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. They thought that the files of a computer are stored in the LCD display.
Yeah, of what is likely, because government funding isn't that great, what is likely a $50 monitor.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, this has everything we need to know.
You know when you go to Best Buy and they have like the $4.99 complete Dell setup?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And they took the monitor from that.
It is really funny to think that like our top elected officials are working on a computer that every once in a while they have to be like, this goddamn thing is so fucking slow. It's just like top secret files that would just destroy
Nancy
them
Pelosi
and everybody.
has to pull the ball out of the bottom of her mouse and clean
Yes.
it.
Yeah, rub it
Yes,
out.
like, she's got to blow on it. She hits the computer every once in a while. Be like, God damn it! How else are we gonna get the fucking DNC rigged if I don't have this goddamn computer working?
She still has one of those computers where to turn it on, you have to reach in the back and flick like a switch.
Yeah. Every once in a while, she's like, I gotta unplug it, and she has to unplug it and sit there like 1, 2, 3. Like, dude,
She's like, yes,
crazy.
Obama, I'll get you that in a second.
Their
goddamn HP.
Their IT program, they just import fucking people from Guantanamo Bay to come and fix the computer.
Just a bunch of Al Qaeda dudes
Yeah.
being like, you guys have compact Pasarios? We have rocks.
It is crazy that those people can, like the fucking terrorists over there can like make bombs out of like a water bottle and like fucking shells on the ground.
It's not that hard to make an explosive.
Is it? I have no idea.
No.
I've never.
It's not hard to make.
I have no
I've
idea.
never made an explosive.
I've never wanted to be
Can we
honest.
blow some shit up?
You
Yeah.
know what a Molotov cocktail is?
That's true,
That
but that's
is.
not going to take down any military.
They don't really take down much military stuff.
Every once in a while, they do.
Every once in a while, but usually
They
that's
get a
like
wild
that's
fucking
like stolen like
yeah.
RPGs.
They get like a wild 30-year-old rocket launcher
yeah.
that like 3 people hold and like it just like spirals through the air and clips a tank and they
get,
freak out.
Like RPGs because like Al Qaeda did earlier this year where they retook over Afghanistan.
Yeah,
they
after we
they
left.
took the bases that we left and like they took all the stuff that we left behind as well.
Also, the U.S. government provided, I don't know if it was Afghanistan, I think it was Iraq, with like lots of weapons before we went to war with them. So they have weapons. They're just a little from the Bush era.
We also trained their military and their
A&A.
police, and then Al Qaeda will come in and raid their shit and steal their stuff.
You think?
But for the most part, like, it's pretty rare that they like blow up like an APC.
Yeah. You think
it's very
you think
rare.
when we were training them, they were like, "We're gonna leave this one thing out." You know what I mean? Like just in case.
Yeah.
They're like, "We're gonna teach the most of it, but not that."
Have you ever seen the videos of dudes trying to train Afghani soldiers?
Yeah, I've worked
They're
with
miserable.
I've worked with
They
other
suck.
other military branches. I didn't go to Afghanistan, but I did work with other military branches. Like we are intelligent society compared to a lot of like trying to get people in a formation when we were in like Indonesia and like working with it was a nightmare. You're like just lying the fuck up. It's not hard. Just sit here for 5 minutes.
Just trying to get people to form a shape.
Yeah, it's literally like just don't fucking move, idiot. Like just stay here, and then they'll be confused and they'll.
No
start
wonder you guys come back being totally racist against Middle Easterns.
Dude, there's like super cut compilations because like soldiers have phones and shit. They'll record stuff. There's like super cut compilations on YouTube of like soldiers trying to train Iraqi soldiers. Because when we left, the idea was we'll give you weaponry and we'll train you so that you can do this and we don't have to be here anymore.
Al-Qaeda and we
Dude,
don't
there
have
are
to.
super cuts of soldiers being like trying to teach them and then just like an Afghanistan dude just being like staring down like the barrel of a gun and
just shooting it like it just like flies in the air, like,
yeah.
fuck.
Dude. Or it won't fire, and he'll just like put the butt of the gun on the ground, and then he'll be like, and like look over, and
start slamming it.
Just like fucking Bugs Bunny.
and the American soldier filming it will be like, whoa.
The video ends. Yeah. Dude, that was like a video. I saw a video of have you seen the video? Have you heard about the little girl that was like 6 years old at a rifle range, and she fucking killed her instructor? Not funny, but it is funny because she did it with an Uzi. And she,
everybody involved with that deserves to be dead.
Yeah, dude.
Why does that 6-year-old have an Uzi?
Yes, it was like they have a video. So they have a video of it happening before it like they show her. She's got the fucking stock out on it, and she shoots it once, and it's like boom, and the guy behind her is like, "Yeah, that's good." And she turns and looks, and apparently just rode the trigger and just and just mowed him down, dude. And it's like in the middle of the desert. And it's like, yeah, dude, don't fucking don't give a Uzi to a 6-year-old. What are you doing?
Imagine being a high
6-year-olds
school
have pretty
football
good
player
trigger
and picking up a
discipline.
6-year-old, and they just spray you with their Uzi. All because you were trying to get some pussy.
You're trying to get some pussy. You're like, and go ahead.
Yeah, and she's like, what the fuck?
Dude, have you seen the details of how Chris Kyle died?
Yeah.
American Sniper.
Yeah.
Oh,
he used
yeah.
He
Where
used
did
to
I
run
read-
We were talking about it.
Have we talked
Have
about
we
this?
Not
talked about
here,
this?
but like we've talked about it off.
He ran a
I feel like we've talked about it
charity
on the pod, but talk about it.
where he would take like the most PTSD riddled veterans
Yeah.
to shooting ranges.
Crazy move.
Crazy move.
Yeah.
And the last text that Chris Kyle sent was to the other guy that he ran this charity with, one of his like really good friends that was also a veteran. The last text that they sent to each other, I don't remember who said what, but it was like, "Hey, you go in front of him, I'm going to stay behind him. This guy's a little squirrely." And it's like, probably don't give him a gun.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
It's like exposure therapy, though. I think I understand how it sounds
I don't know. It's also like, hey, these guys have really bad mental illnesses. Let's give these retards guns.
I think
that's a bad idea.
I'm not disagreeing, but I also
I take back that one.
yeah. I think
Dig back that retard.
Yeah, I take that back that one.
I think it's not a bad. I don't think it's a bad idea. in the
Retract that
sense
retard.
It's
Just
it's
say it a couple
exposure.
more times.
Yeah, just say it.
Josh.
I think it's like if you're it's exposure therapy. I had to do something very similar, not because I have
Yeah,
like
but with a
PTSD.
lamp, dude, or a knife, or
It was a
whatever.
knife, which it's still scary. It's the same concept. It's just one of them has a gun and I had a knife.
But a gun is significantly more deadly than a knife.
Okay.
All right. I've been fiending for an argument recently.
What? You don't think a gun can kill you just as easy? A knife can kill you just as easy as a gun. Objectively true.
We have like 5 minutes left. Go to the bathroom.
Objectively true.
Objectively true that a knife can kill you as easily
if we're talking
as
like a blade, yeah.
You're in a fight. You want a knife, you want a gun. Answer that question.
Depends on what
you
kind of fight.
You want to win the fight.
It depends on the fight, dude.
What do you mean it depends on the fight?
Dude, you can close in on somebody. From here to you, I could stab you to death before you even have a chance to pull a gun out right now. That's a fact. That's a true fact. There's the police train this.
Where's my gun?
If you have it on your hip, do you know how long it takes for me to close this distance? It would take like half a second.
Not that long, I guess, but
it takes, dude. It's training. There's like it's like a 20-foot rule.
So you're saying that
it depends on the situation. Yeah, I'm saying it depends on the situation.
I guess I agree with that.
Close combat. If we're hand to hand, yeah, I'd rather have a knife.
But if we're hand to hand, that's different. But I think
from a distance, obviously,
the statement is it's easier to kill somebody with blank than blank. I think it's easier to kill somebody with a gun than it is with a knife.
I still think that it's probably the same. If you really want to kill somebody with a gun, you really want to kill somebody with a knife, it's just a matter of doing it. Now, if we're talking about numbers-wise, if we're talking about multiple people, knife is significantly harder.
I'm just saying if it's easier.
Yeah,
he's easier
dead.
With a
bang,
gun.
He's dead.
Yeah, but if you think about somebody going to defend themselves, you could fuck up a knife thing.
I could, and then just go around.
If I put my fucking gun up, and Jeff goes, oh no, I go bang. That bullet, unless it's a fucking BB gun or maybe you could deflect the path of a 22.
We don't even have to discuss the significance of the gun. Yeah.
But if I go at him with a knife and he blocks and defends it,
you can all it takes is the
I'm
right.
Get sliced up,
dude. There's an off button with everything.
I know, but I'm talking about ease.
Depends on if he knows it's coming, because you could say he'd move around and stuff, and you have to shoot a couple times.
Well, the middle ground is you hold a gun with
a knife.
Your strong hand, and then with your off hand on the hilt of the gun,
Call of Duty,
you have a knife.
You know what?
Like Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid.
You could use just a bayonet on a musket.
Yeah.
You just load the fucking musket.
Dude, imagine missing and just there's just a line of fucking soldiers that are all aimed at you, and you're like, fuck.
God damn it. Yeah.
Dude, you're like biting off
the black
the gunpowder. You're just like, shit,
bite it,
fuck.
it rips too much and it spills. You're like, God damn it.
The wind takes it and it goes in your eyes. You can't see it. That happened to somebody for sure. That had to have happened.
Dude. It's crazy the way they used to do war.
Dude,
though.
I just watched All Quiet on the Western Front, the remake.
Oh, I want to watch it.
Holy
so bad.
shit! Trench warfare, World War I.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, did that look miserable.
Yeah, Germany was not happy about shotguns.
Yeah.
They were pissed.
Yeah, shotguns and tanks too.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun, best home defense. Yeah. Shotgun.
Yeah, but dude, trench warfare, they would literally just run from one trench to another trench, engage in hand-to-hand combat, basically beat each other to death with their rifles after they fired the single bolt shot rifle and then missed, and then they'd have to beat each other to death, and then the reinforcements would come, and then they'd just have to run back to their previous trench. Dude, and they gained nothing but dead
legitimately
bodies.
Millions of people in World War I died by getting a shovel to the head.
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah.
Millions.
It's fucking
died by just
crazy.
To a shovel. Dude,
that's fucking
when you look
nuts.
at death statistics of like past wars, dude, you know like 3/4 of the people who died in the Civil War, they died of dysentery.
Yeah.
They didn't die of battle. They just shit themselves to death.
That's imagine
because they're in cotton uniforms fighting in the summer, and they didn't know that you have to be hydrated back then.
Yeah, dude.
They would drink whiskey all
they would
day.
get hammered and go and be like, I guess we're going on the front lines.
They would drink whiskey all night and then wake up in the morning, put on an all-cotton, head-to-toe, long-sleeve jacket uniform, and then march in the summer heat for 7 hours. And then you'd, like, dude, if your fart felt a little wet, you were like, fuck.
I don't even know what dysentery is.
It's being dehydrated and like having like diarrhea and just it's dying of dehydration, but dysentery is like basically the side effects of dying of dehydration.
Huh.
Have you ever been dehydrated?
Yeah, sure. I've passed out a couple of times from dehydration.
Yeah, it's
shit
that.
like that.
And nobody around you knows how to fix it. Be like, get Matt some water. They're just like,
Dude,
oh fuck,
he's
Oh,
dead.
fuck,
yeah.
dude.
When you're in the
You
you're
shit
in
yourself?
the tent at night and you get a whiff of someone farting, you're like, fuck, Daryl's dead.
You're like, damn, that sucks.
He's like a zombie. Yeah.
Dude.
Like for no
They
reason.
treat it like a zombie.
He's like, no, dude, I just had Taco Bell. What the fuck?
I listened to. You ever listen to Hardcore History? Dan Harmon's
I know
Hardcore
what it is.
History?
I haven't listened to it.
They had an episode about like ancient wars and like back with like medieval time shit where you would like fight in like iron armor. If you like a king would send out spies and the spies would come back and say, "Okay, you would need 5,000 men to take this kingdom or to take this fortress." You would have to then calculate how many men you'd need to leave with. Because if you need 5,000 men to take this, you're going to have to leave with 12 because you're going to lose 7 on the way there.
That's crazy.
Because they would march in iron.
Yeah.
And also, like...
You're going to lose 7 on the way there, not in the battle.
Not in the battle.
7,000
You're
going to
lose more than
die.
half your guys on the way there to either dysentery, that kind of thing, because they're marching miles in iron armor, or... Scotland, England, back in those days is swamplands, and you have 90 pounds of iron on you.
Yeah, you're
You're
sink.
just gonna drown a lot. A lot of guys are just gonna hit a puddle that's actually 6 feet deep, and then they're just gone.
You step into a puddle top heavy, and you just flip upside down and drown to death, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
All of those, like, anytime, like, you see those, like, archaeologists, like, where they go to, like, Scotland and they find, like, old swords and armor pieces, those were not guys who died in battle. Those are guys who tripped and fell into a 4-foot deep pond, and all of their armor was buckled to them, and it was just like, all right.
It's amazing.
See ya, buddy.
There he goes.
I have one funny thing to add, and then we're at an hour. I looked up dysentery, and it says, also called infectious diarrhea. You bunch of you idiots died from infectious diarrhea, idiots. Soldiers. Heroes.
Veterans Day.
Heroes.
Happy Veterans Day.
Except for the Confederates.
No,
not
bad
you guys.
boys.
You guys are bad.
Technically veterans, but fuck you, dude.
I mean, they're all dead, but there's a bunch of white people in the South keeping your memory alive. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, why did I just do that? I just went like that for that. No.
I saw that, and I was hoping you would address it. So
Yeah,
didn't
I don't know
have
why
to.
I did that.
Yeah.
Hey,
We don't
bad.
support that, but we do support our vets. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube. Please keep commenting. We've been getting a lot more comments, which helps our videos hit the algorithm. That's why we ask you to do these things. We don't
Our
really care
life
about the
is
numbers.
ran by algorithms.
We don't personally care about the numbers. We're not like, oh, I got
Yeah,
15 likes. Well, we do, but it's not
do.
like we
Yeah, we
want it
do.
to get shared more. That's the idea. So share it with
We
your
want
friends.
you guys to experience.
Also, if you've made it this far in the podcast, you're obviously a fan. Soon we are launching a website with merch for all the good girls out there.
Good
Yeah.
girls.
So if you're a good girl and you watched, get a fucking t-shirt or a hoodie.
Also, if you're one of the a couple,
And they're
Oklahoma-
sick.
They are sick.
They're
and
cool.
Jeff designed them. They're cool. If you're one of the few Oklahoma listeners, I unfortunately will be there alone, but I will be there Friday, November 18th, which will be the Friday after you hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you better listen early.
So listen, come out, come laugh. It's at Rodeo Cinema. The link is in my bio. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, good girls.